Good morning, darlings. Okay, so this is going to be a short-ish video, perhaps about 5 minutes, but your work for this is going to be about 40-ish, depending on how quickly you read. Okay, so first things first, you need to read from "But what did Scrooge care?" down to "and extinguish the last frail spark forever" in your novellas, please. So go ahead and pause the video whilst you do that, and then come back once you've done a mighty fine job. Okay, I'm going to assume that you've done all that, so well done. So what we need to do now, well, what you need to do, because I've already done it because I made the PowerPoint, woohoo, is in your books, please, in your red books, or if you haven't got your red books with you, you can do it on some paper and we'll put it in. Please write down what you understand pathetic fallacy to be. Now, please don't look at your notes, see if you can remember this, see if you can recall it, because it's good to make sure that you've got this knowledge embedded into your brain. And have a go. If you are really struggling and you genuinely do not know what I am talking about, then I'm going to give you the definition. But if you do want to go, pause it now and have a go. Okay, so if you didn't know what I was going on about, or you just want to check, then this is what pathetic fallacy is. Pathetic fallacy is a method, a language device or technique, which utilizes the weather to help set the tone or mood of the text. Now, what's the point, miss? Why on earth are we bothering? Well, recognizing when a writer employs pathetic fallacy can give us an early insight into the tone of a text and helps us understand what it's about on a deeper level. For example, if you take the beginning of Macbeth, which is set in thunder and lightning and in rain, it's probably not going to be a happy-go-lucky play. Okay, help set the emotional tone. We know something bad and scary is coming along because Shakespeare, because he's smart, employed pathetic fallacy, used the weather to foreshadow the emotional tone of the play. Okay, so Dickens, because he's smart as well, does exactly the same thing. So what we need to do now, though, is find where he's done that. So if you go through the extract you've just read and highlight and annotate each example of pathetic fallacy, that's the first task for today. So go ahead and pause the video whilst you do that and then come back. Okay, I'm going to assume that you've done all that. You've highlighted, you've annotated, you've labelled up. And what we need to do now is we need to analyse the effect. Remember in the last video I was talking about x equals this equals whatever it is. Okay, we need to analyse the effect of the pathetic fallacy that Dickens uses in this extract, in just this one paragraph as an absolute minimum. If you then want to go ahead and look further into that extract, please do so. But if you think, I really only just want a little go of this because I'm not sure until Miss tells me I'm on the right track, then please just do one paragraph. So, for example, the first really prominent example of pathetic fallacy is on the second line, where it says it was cold, bleak, biting weather, foggy withal. Okay, so cold, bleak, and biting. So again, we've got this pathetic fallacy, but we've also got this alliteration here, bleak and biting, this plosive alliteration. Miss, what's plosive alliteration? Plosive alliteration is quite a harsh sounding letter. If you put the prefix X on the word plosive, you'd get explosive, and it's the same sort of sound, quite harsh, quite, you force it out of your mouth. Sounds weird, but it's what you do, promise. I just want to talk to you about foggy withal as well. I want you to think about what fog, what effect fog has on us, what fog does. It cuts off our sight. We can't see through fog. And the term for not being able to see very well is myopia, short-sightedness. And Scrooge, metaphorically speaking, is myopic. If you don't know what that means, ask someone who is in the class and they'll walk you through the notes, okay? So you need to analyse, so explore what effect, so like we did before, we need to go through each of the sentences, we need to identify the methods used, and then we need to say what effect they create. Now you can use a charts for this, because this is a challenge, not gonna lie. I don't know why the word bronze is up there, but that needs to be deleted. I'm not going to lie, this is a challenging piece of work. So if you get stuck, ask a friend, tweet me or email me and I will try and help, okay? Or you can underline and stuff and then bring it in next time you're into school and ask and say, Miss, what on earth does this mean? And I will help you then. Okay, so let's have a look what Helpful Harvey says. He says, way, he's got the cute little archaeologist dudes. That's so cute. He says, what we must remember to do is analyse so we become literary archaeologists. So like the last time, dig deeper, explore what message and effect and meaning these quotes create for every single one, add them all up and see what the overall tone is. Now, there's a cultural capital button down here as well, which I'm going to click because we like to talk about the weather in Britain. If there was an Olympic competition, we'd probably get gold, not gonna lie. So it's important to understand the significance of the weather in everyday conversation in Britain. It's that important Sky News are reporting about it. I'm really sorry, guys, I've got to turn my phone on silent. It can often be used by people to convey their mood rather than state it outright. It's important you develop the skills of empathy and understanding of understanding conversational subtext. It will help, this work will help build these. It's important to understand that if somebody goes, oh, it's a miserable day, isn't it? Oh, it's vile. It's so, I don't like this at all. They might not just be commenting on the weather. They might be saying that they feel a bit under the weather, like down, a bit low. It's important for us to realise what is actually being said as well as what is being said on a subtextual level. Okay, so go ahead and do that then, please. I'm going to assume that you've done that. You've paused the video and you've done all your work. Woohoo! Okay, so what we need to do now then is we need to continue to look at pathetic fallacy and we need to think why Dickens is using it and how. So here, the door of Scrooge's counting house was open that he might keep an eye upon his clerk, who in a dismal little cell beyond a sort of tank was copying letters. Scrooge had a very small fire, but the clerk's fire was so very much smaller that it looked like one coal. But he couldn't replenish it, for Scrooge kept the coal box in his own room, and so surely as the clerk came in with the shovel, the master predicted that it would be necessary for them to part, meaning if he wanted more coal to warm up, he'd get the sack. Wherefore the clerk put on his white comforter like a shawl, and tried to warm himself at the candle, which doesn't give off much heat, in which effort, not being a man of strong imagination, he failed. So Bob Cratchit is always cold, because let's think about it. Would he have enough money to go and buy coal and be warm at home? Probably not. Probably not. He's always going to be cold. Whose fault is that? Okay, so your task then is to answer this question in your books, please. How does Dickens use pathetic fallacy and the symbol of fire, specifically temperature we're talking about here, folks, to reveal the relationship between Scrooge and his clerk, Bob Cratchit? That's today's work, and that's the end of this video. So if you need any help, you can tweet me at Miss Hine English, or you can email me, or you can ask a friend if you've got any, or you can do the work and bring it in and I will check it for you at school. See you soon. Stay safe. Like and subscribe. Jokes. I'm not going to do that anymore. What? No. Who am I kidding? Who am I kidding? Of course I'm going to do it. It's like a tradition now.